Let's talk about the hard P's of the patriarchy: performance, progress, productivity, policing, punishment, perfectionism, purity, and protectionism. First of all, what is patriarchy? Well, it's a macro system that infiltrates all of the microsystems that are underneath it. And a macro system, in particular, the patriarchy, which also influences other macro systems like capitalism, colonialism, it creates hierarchy in which there is a stratification of value. There's a dominance, and then there are other layers beneath this dominance of value, and each of those has stratified values within the system. And some of those things, it will try to convince you, a system like that will try to convince you that you can move up the hierarchy. But some things are fairly locked in place, like your race, your gender, your sexuality. And so some of it is built on a delusion. Much of it is built on a delusion that you have a way of gaining status within that hierarchy of dominancy. And if you create a hierarchy like that and you want to maintain it, and you want to maintain control and hoard resources at the top, then you have to create systems, you have to create rules, and begin to condition people to behave in a certain way that they will maintain that system of dominance. And so what do? First of all, you create the necessity for performance, for progress and productivity. People have to perform well in order to be valued in that system. And what do you need to do to make sure people are performing well? You have to create systems of policing. And not only do you build police systems, literally, you teach people to police each other and to track each other's behavior. And that's why you often find lateral violence happening, where we're actually watching each other at the same level because we want to move up a level and we want to restrict other people from moving up. So we contribute to the policing of the system. And then what's necessary if you're policing a system is you need to build punishment into the system as well. People need to be punished for misbehaving if they are in a certain stratified value. And this all leads to perfectionism. Everybody's trying really hard to be perfect enough to fit in the system, to be valued in the system. And this also leads to the purity culture. We're all trying in some way to be pure enough to be valued in a system like that. And then you have to build in protectionism, because you've got to protect your resources from other threats. And that's why you have things like the US government, which has become a very protectionist against outside threats kind of maintaining the system. And so if we let these rules infiltrate our smaller systems, our family systems, our church systems, we're letting the patriarchy into our systems, and it's happening everywhere. And we need to guard ourselves against that and really pay attention to how that is happening.